Hello, everybody. So it's November, and I started to think to myself, what kind of series can I honor this month? First, I thought McDonald's, but then, wasn't quite right. But then, something in my mind snapped. Turns out it's about a bond between a blue robot cat by the name of Doraemon, Nobita, and his friends. As Doraemon gets to show off his inventions that go horribly wrong. But I wasn't going to be able to talk about the shows for a month. One game was enough for me to not want to touch the other games. Uh, which leaves me with the movies. These are actually talked about even less than the show itself, which honestly makes them all the more interesting to talk about. So, take your propeller hat and grab that one Japanese snack that Doraemon loves that I don't know the name of. Yummy buns. Yeah, sure. This is Doraemon. I need to brush up on better sources. Okay, fine. So I jumped in the actual anime. And the anime, as far as I can figure out, is as such. If a pup named Scooby-Doo made sweet love with the events in exchange for MST3K. So essentially, for those who don't know, Nobita is the John Arbuckle of the anime. The most consistently bullied by Suneo and Jian while flunking out at school, which usually gets him scolded by his mom. However, to get Nobita's life, he meets a robotic cat by the name of Doraemon, who comes from the 22nd century with many gadgets held in his fourth dimensional pocket. And the rest is hijinks with gadgets. You got that? There will be a test later. Needless to say, I like it quite a bit, and enough so to dedicate a whole month to the movies. If the anime is only somewhat talked about, the movies are already barely, if at all, which is where I come in, putting the spotlight out of curiosity. And what better way to start off Doraemon than with the first one, Nobita's Dinosaur. Released a year after the 1979 anime, this was the first attempt to take the Doraemon world and bring it to the silver screen. Does it work? Does it feel? Only one way to find out. Maybe a warning next time we do. So we start off in a jungle like savannah filled with dinosaurs, less fake than the ones in the Jurassic Park sequels.
Then a giant meteorite struck the Earth. Goodbye, dinosaurs!
But this turns out to be none other than Suneo, presenting a fossil of his. Show off. I mean, what kind of kid just so happens to find a fossil? Seems a little far-fetched, doesn't it? This gets Nobita a little bit peeved. Ooh, determined, aren't we? What? I'm starting to think maybe you have spaghetti in your brain. Well, despite the absurdity, Nobita sticks to his words and attempts it in the only way he knows how. Yes, now dance, monkey, dance! No! Oh. Actually, I'm not too far off, as Doraemon actually refuses to help.
Man's best friend.
なんだよ。温かい目のつもり。ニタニタと閉まらない顔して邪魔しないで。
Oh, fuck you, Nobita. After an irresponsible fossil digging, Nobita does indeed find an egg that gets placed back in the shape with the help of the time handkerchief.
Nobita. どうなってんだこれは。
Oh, it was nice while it lasted. Honey, get my shotgun. Eventually, with enough care, the egg finally hatches. And so, because of that, the dino has to be dropped off in the bath while Nobita digs for worms.
のび太練習してるか何の練習鼻でスパゲティ食べる練習さ
Why the fuck did I ever say that? Quiet, submissive. What? Nothing. So after a feeding session, they both come to the grips that growing Pisuke would take way too long. So how do they handle it?
のび太くんそんな気が遠くなるようなことやめてさこれ飲ましたら何それ成長促進剤飲ませると育ち方が違うよ
Oh, at last.
どうもありがとう、
Okay, back away there. Any closer and you would have fucked my glasses.
のび太素直に白状なさい近頃の冷蔵庫の魚や肉がやたらになくなるけど犬か猫でもこっそり飼ってるんじゃないの
そんな神様に誓って
もし隠していたらママは承知しませんよいいわね
はい
It's mom, you little shit.
実は恐竜を飼ってるなんて言ったらママひっくり返って寝込んじゃうだろうな
No, she'd be like, holy shit, how the fuck did you get a live dinosaur? It turns out that they can't keep Pisuke hidden in the house without effective the growth acceleration tablets have been working out. So Nobita takes Pisuke out to a lake, but this makes Pisuke have the blues as he misses Nobita.
今頃どうしてるだろうなあ、ドラえもんどうだったそれがちっとも餌を食べないんだどうも君を恋しがってるらしいのび太くんが風邪をひいてからもう3日も会ってないんだもの無理ないよな何の音だ
No, this won't do at all. You need the fedora and trench coat to be out there. So the next day, neither Suneo nor Jayan are present to be shown the dino. Then why don't you take a picture? This is the 80s. I'm sure there's already a camera. Or if not, why don't you ask Doraemon for a picture gadget? To make matters worse, Pisuke has been seen and mistaken for a Loch Ness monster, leaving Nobita having to return it to the past.
Oh wow, he really is turning out to be a parrot.
You know, I don't think dumping him here was a great idea. Solid Doraemon. I'm sure there must be a better place to leave him. Can't hear a thing. You know, like a dino orphanage. Oh, come on, don't block me out. Come on, don't block me out. Come on, come. So Nobita finally shows the others his dino.
ドラえもん、せめてタイムテレビでみんなにピースケを見せてやってよ。テレビぐらいならいいだろう。よし。まあ、いいでしょ。
And they discovered that just dropping him on the island would make him lonely?
Oh no, I was an asshole when I bitch slapped him!
Quickly to the magical drawer!
僕らも行くよ。いいだろ。無茶だよ、そんな。ゲームオーバーで降りてくれ。
I guess it did work. False alarm, my bad, guys.
Life flashing before my eyes must not go.
Lo and behold, they are reunited with Pisuke, but oh no! Here come the dinos in blue.
エラスモザウルスプラティウルス。同じ首長竜の仲間でも日本とアメリカじゃ種類が違うんだ。それで仲間に入れてもらえないのか。
Alright, this is gonna be juicy. I don't expect combat, but I expect something exciting.
Problem now is that the time machine is in an absolute wrecked state, so going back to Japan is not really an option, which means the gang need to find a spot to stay.
いよいよ僕らの長い旅が始まった。
So the next day, they keep the path going while even having dinosaurs under their control, allowing for a much easier travel, spotting eggs and a bunch of dinos! 'But trouble arrives with a red T-Rex and along with having 2 more fights than the Jurassic Park sequel.
You can pretty much guess how they handled it. 3, 2, 1.
Doraemon beats the T-Rex, something that allows them to make the T-Rex under their control. But whoa, the hunters are here.
私はこの時代を中心に数えきれないほどの恐竜を殺したり捕まえたりしてきたが、ピースケほど人に懐いた恐竜は見たことがない。どうしても手に入れたいんだよ。
そうか、恐竜ハンターだな。なんだい、その恐竜ハンターって。
Oh, come on. Come on, even I know what that is.
大したことはないさ。恐竜は5万といるんだ。ちょっとやそっと捕まえても関係ないんだ。
でも法律を破ってるんだ。それもお金儲けのためだ。
Whoa. That angle does not make you look flattering.
My wide-angle lens is about to burst!
Ultimately, they go no deal, but wonder if they did the right choice.
やだよもう僕は日本へ帰りたいや冒険はもうごめんだ
I'm missing episodes of My Friend Marsupilami.
But ultimately, it came down to doing it for the dinosaur. Meanwhile, at the evil lair of evil hunters, discussing his hat what to do about those meddling kids.
手に入れたも同然なんですがね、最後の詰めを旦那ご自身の手でってのもどうかと思いまして。どうせ飼い主の子供たちがすんなり手放すはずはありません。明日は一騒ぎあるはずなんです。旦那、人間狩りだけはまだご経験なすったことがないでしょ。へへ、よし行こう。
What do you say? I didn't know our village was so okay with killing a bunch of kids.
Our heroes get spotted on the rafts as they are repeatedly sought at. But unfortunately, Suneo, Jian, and Shizuka get kidnapped just as Doraemon and Nobita get knocked out and find themselves in the present without somehow aging.
I'm not questioning it. Why should you?
As they confront the hunters with a final showdown!
Yes, yeah. Woo! Ow!
So the hunters get arrested by the Time Patrol, who also help bring Pisuki back to his homeland. And back in present time, the group say their farewells. After this, let's go bully Nobita as if none of this movie ever mattered. Let's!
Oh boy. So, final verdict.
It's certainly the first movie. There isn't inherently a movie scale aimed for, as for the most part its scale is on par with the show, and while it doesn't fall into the episode stretch out into a whole movie problem, it's still somewhat present. However, this is still a charming movie that made me smile, made me cry, and made me laugh, even with its flaws. It's no masterpiece, but it's a decent enough for a watch.
This was Joseph from Joseph's World, and more Doraemon is on the way, but first, I need to see if you can really eat spaghetti.